妈咪，母亲节快乐！祝你身体健康，每天开心，爱你哦。
妈咪，谢谢你对我的付出，祝你母亲节快乐。
妈咪，祝你母亲节快乐！感谢你这几年对我的照顾和栽培，我爱你。
Happy Mother's Day, wish you very very good day. I love you.
Mommy, Happy Mother's Day. I'm very blessed for all you have done to me. I will appreciate it. Love you.
妈妈，谢谢这13年来您对我无微不至的照顾，谢谢你，我爱你。
妈，今天是母亲节，祝你母亲节快乐，爱你哟。
Happy Mother's Day, thank you and I love you.
母亲，感谢您在09年里生下了一个调皮的孩子，在往后的日子里还请您多多关照，谢谢您，母亲。
Thank you, Mom, for giving me a perfect pleasure for 13 years. Thank you, Mom. I love you.
Thanks for everything, I love you, Mom. 爱你哦。
I love you, Mom. Happy Mother's Day. I love you.
祝妈妈母亲节快乐，爱你哟。
妈咪，祝你母亲节快乐，每天健健康康，开开心心，爱你。
妈咪，祝你母亲节快乐，天天开心，爱你。
妈咪，母亲节快乐，祝你永远健康。
祝妈妈母亲节快乐，身体健康。
Happy Mother's Day. Thank you for what you do for me every day. I love you very much. 妈妈，我想对您说，谢谢您给我的爱，让无微不至的照顾，给我无微不至的爱，谢谢您。
谢谢妈妈，养我这么多年，我感谢你，感恩你，我爱你。祝全世界的母亲节快乐！
morning, all students and parents. Welcome to attend our online briefing session for the A-Level program in培南High School. I'm Ms. Wong Yawen, and I'll be introducing you the A-Level program offer in培南High School. So, the A-Level program offer in培南High School are divided into science stream and art stream. We offer different subjects such as pure maths, further maths, biology, chemistry, physics, economics, and business studies. Our A-Level program will be completed within 18 months. And our program is conducted by teachers who obtain bachelor's, master's, and doctorate degree. This diagram shows you the pathway of students taking IGCSE and A-Level program. Students will start to take the IGCSE program since Junior 1, then they proceed to Junior 2. In Junior 3, they will be divided into science stream and art streams. At the same time, they will be taking the UEC examination in the Junior 3. Then, they proceed to Senior 1 and Senior 2. During the Senior 2, they will be taking the IGCSE exam and SPM examination. So it takes around 4.5 years to complete the IGCSE program. After completing the IGCSE program, the student can continue in the A-Level program in our school directly, and it takes another 1.5 years to complete the A-Level program. So in total, the student needs to take 6 years to complete IGCSE and A-Level program. After completing the A-Level program, the student can proceed and enroll into the university directly. For students to admit into our A-Level program, he or she should have a minimum 5 credits in the IGCSE examination. So this is the fee structure for our A-Level program, okay, including the school fee for 1.5 years. First, we will need to collect a registration fee of 500 ringgit. Then, the student can choose to pay the school fee in one-time payment or pay by installment. If the student chooses to pay in one time, the school fee will be 9,500. So in total, the student will need to pay 10,000 ringgit. If the student chooses to pay by installment, he or she will need to pay 3,500 ringgit per term, and total, he or she will need to pay for 3 terms. So in total, the student will need to pay 11,000, including the registration fee and the school fee. And our school also offers discount for our school fee. For student admitting using the IGCSE and SPM result, we provide 1,000 ringgit deduction for each A obtained in the IGCSE examination and SPM examination. So let us look into the facilities offered in our school. For the classroom, the A-Level students will be studying in our new block. So this new block is newly renovated and fully equipped with air conditioner and also HDMI projector. Next, this will be our newly renovated science lab. For students taking the science subjects like physics, biology, and chemistry, they will be doing experiments in the new lab, which is equipped with all the materials and apparatus. So let us introduce the A-Level teachers. We have 3 PhD holders, Dr. Ui K. Eng, who is teaching the chemistry, Dr. Lin Jingxiang teaching chemistry, Dr. Dan Wanshan teaching biology. Next, we have Mr. Ong Ek Hui teaching maths, who is also the head of our maths department, Mr. Luke Wei Chuan teaching biology, who is also our head of IGCSE science department. Then we have Mr. Morgan Raj teaching business studies, who is also the head of commerce department. Then we have Mr. Ong Ka Wing who is also the head of UEC Science Department. Then we also have Mr. Lee Park Fei and Mr. Su Jianyuan. So Polam High School has already conducted 7 batches of A level, and from the past results, we show 100% of passing rate. And a picture is worth 1,000 words. We have a picture here showing the result of our student who obtained full A in the previous A-level examination. So this shows that we are equipped with the academic professionals to teach the student to perform well in the examination. So before we proceed, thank you very much for your attention. And now we will welcome Dr. Lim Jingxiang to introduce the course structure of chemistry program. Thank you.
Thank you, teacher. Good morning, everyone. I am Dr. Lim Jingxiang. Today, I'm going to explain about the physics and chemistry subject in the A-level course. Now, let's start. Okay, first, why are we going to have the A-level course? Okay, so to go to universities, we have to go for some prerequisite subject, which means we have to have the basic knowledge before we continue in university. For example, here we have the list here. We have engineering course. Okay, so let's say you want to be an engineer, but which course should you take? Okay, so here are the essentials, which are the mathematics and physics. So these 2 subjects you must score a high grade. Then what are the recommended subjects to further enlarge your chance to get into the course? Okay, for example, here you can have chemistry and further math to further back up your backstory, which is your prerequisite. Okay, so next, the structure of the A-level exam is separated into 2 parts. The first part is what we call the AS level, and then the second part, we call it the A2 level, all right? Both of them is considered together after you complete the course, okay? So for example, you take the AS level exam, which is the first semester, okay? So it contributes towards 50% of the final A level grade, okay? Means the first session or the first semester. Okay, then the A2 level means it is the later part of the A level course. Okay, so 2 parts, 2 semesters. Okay, so AS level first semester, A2 level the second semester. Okay, so continue. So first we are going to talk about the physics course. All right, so what is inside the physics course? So let's see. So the physics course, it will have for the AS level, so we will have the physical quantities and units, kinematics, dynamics, force, density, and pressure. So what you can see here is from topic 1 to topic 10, basically those subjects or those topics you have learn before in IGCSE course. Okay, so basically it's not something new to you. Okay, so you can pick it up right away. Okay, so how about the second part? Okay, so for A2 level, you see, you read something about you will study about the motion in a circle, gravitational field, temperature, ideal gas, thermodynamics. So basically all of that also you have some pre-knowledge in IGCSE course. Now, you see some of it is quite special or quite new to you. For example, the quantum physics, nuclear physics, medical physics, astronomy, and cosmology. So these 4 subjects are quite new, especially you have not learn much in IGCSE or the SPM physics course. Okay, so this is for physics. How about the chemistry subject? Okay, so for chemistry subject here, the course code is 9701. Okay, so what is in the chemistry subject? Okay, so in chemistry, there are two major parts. Okay, so one is the physical chemistry, another one is the organic chemistry. Then at last, you will learn the analytical skill also. Now, you look at this one. Okay, so for physical chemistry, basically you have the topic of topic 1 until topic 7. Okay, so all of these you have learned also in IGCSE course, but now in more detail. Then the inorganic chemistry. So for this one, usually you are learning about the periodic table. Okay, so what is periodic table? You have learned in IGCSE, right? So normal periodic table, you have to check what is the periodicity. Then you have to learn more about the group 2 element. You have to learn more about the group 17 here, which is your group 7 in IGCSE. Now, and you also learn about the nitrogen and sulfur, which are the ammonia process and the sulfuric acid process. Okay, then you have this organic chemistry. So in organic chemistry, you have a few more groups, okay, that are previously not learned in the IGCSE level. Okay, so for example, the halogen compound, the hydroxy compound, carbonyl compound, all are quite new to you. But you see here, the carboxylic acid, all right, so you have learned before, okay? However, so most of the reaction you find in the A level, you haven't learned before. So these are the ones that you will learn more in the AS course. You see here, 22 topics only in AS level. So you have another A2 level. So basically, in total, you will have about 30 plus topics. So averagely, you will take around how long? All right. So 2 semesters to finish 30 topic. So meaning that you have to finish about 20 topic per semester. So basically 1 week, one topic. Okay, so take your good care and budget your time well. Okay, and then the last part, you see this one, the analytical technique, basically is what we use to check the chemistry. All right, the chemical, we conduct the chemical tests in the lab. Okay, so this one, you need to perform a practical skill, all right, in front of the examiner. Okay, so next we see the second A2 level for the chemistry subject. Here we have the chemical energetic, electrochemistry, equilibria, reaction kinetics. Some of it you have learned before, some are new topics for you. Then in organic chemistry also, we have the introduction, we have the hydrocarbon, halogen compound, hydroxy compound. Again, basically, all of these you have to learn more, okay? So now, the thing is, okay, so those are the subtopic that you have to learn. How about the examination type, okay? So you see, in AS and A level, A2 level, so the assessment overview. So how are we going to mark, okay? So those topics and those subjects, okay? So here is inside your AS level. So for AS level, actually we have paper 1, paper 2, and paper 3. So what are those? So in paper 1, it is a multiple choice, okay? So the multiple choice, yeah, MCQ, multiple choice. And then in paper 2, it is the structured question. So means it is, you have to write a lot, okay? And then for paper 3, it is the advanced practical skill. Practical skill means you have to perform the lab work in front of the examiner, okay? So 3 parts. So all of these is the AS level, okay? So how about A2? Okay, so now we move on to A2. So for A2 subject, you see here, we have the structured question for paper 4 and planning, analysis, and evaluation for paper 5. Basically, for these 2 paper, so paper 4, structured question, paper 5, planning, analysis, and evaluation. Basically, both of them also are the, what we call that, the structured question, and you don't have MCQ anymore. And then, right, So all are writing only. So please make sure that you plan well now. So in this case, okay. So in overall, you have 5 papers, okay? Paper 1, paper 2, paper 3 in AS level, paper 4, paper 5 in A2 level, okay? So it is the same for both physics and chemistry subject, okay? So how about the next one? Next, okay? So how are we going to divide? How are we going to divide our course? You see here, since we have 5 papers, right? Paper 1, 2, 3 in AS level and 4, 5 in A2 level. So therefore, you have several pathways to take. So in order for you to plan your course, okay? For example, you can have the AS only, all right? So for AS only, you can take paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, all right? So how about A level, okay? So for example, actually your A level is paper 1 until paper 5, okay? Now, we only see about the AS level, then you have to take the paper 4 and paper 5 in another semester, okay? So you take it separately. Or you can have paper 1 to paper 5, one go, all of them together, all right? A level, so okay, so paper 1 until paper 5, okay? So like that, okay? So is it okay with you? All right, so please, you usually, you have 2 kinds of the course lah. There are 2 kinds of way you can take the paper. So basically, I will suggest you to take the route number 2. Okay, why? Because route number 2, you separate it into 2 parts. AS level and then A2 level. Okay, paper 1, paper 2, and paper 3. It is the first part, first year. Then paper 4, paper 5. It is the second part, second year. So basically, you will take around 1.5 years. 1.5 years for the A level course. Okay, in order for you to be firm, okay, whenever you are ready, all right, to take all the tests for A level. Otherwise, you will need to study for about 2 years, then finally you take all of it in one go. So it's more burden, all right? So I clear everything. So how about the next one? So next, that's all for today. So if you have any question later, you can ask the teacher, then I will reply to you later, okay? So thank you. So in overall, for the A level physics and chemistry course, for both of them, you have 5 papers, okay, and about 20 to 30 subtopics, okay? So that's all for today. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Thank you, Dr. Lin Jingxiang. So now we'll be inviting Mr. Lok Wei Chuan to introduce the course structure of biology in A-level program.
Hi everyone, I'm Mr. Lok, an A-level biology teacher from培南High School. So today I will be conducting a short briefing related with the A-level biology. Okay, first of all, the subject code, okay, the subject code for A-level biology is 9700. So again, the subject code for A-level biology is 9700. Okay, before I continue with the format and the syllabus of A-level bio, so I would like to ask, okay, the student, the candidate, okay, related with one question. Okay, why you should choose A-level biology? Okay, why you should choose A-level biology? Okay, for A-level biology, actually, okay, this course helps students to build up skill in research, problem solving, organization, and analytical skill. Okay, and besides, okay, so A-level biology is studied with other science-based subjects and can lead to various relevant degree courses. So that means after you graduate, okay, when you enter the uni, okay, you can choose relevant degree courses if you choose A-level bio. Okay, so now the degree courses that you can choose in uni after A-level biology, so it's biomedical science, biochemistry, forensic science, medicine, nursing, and pharmacy. Okay, now, okay, For A-level biology, so actually it take roughly 2 years to complete. Okay, year 1 and year 2. For year 1, we call AS level. So the candidate, the student need to sit for 3 paper, paper 1, paper 2, and paper 3. Okay, for year 2, okay, we call A level, the student need to sit for another 2 more paper, paper 4 and paper 5. Okay, so now we go through the year 1. Okay, year 1 we call AS level. So the candidate need to sit for paper 1, paper 2, and paper 3. So for paper 1, so it has 40 multiple choice questions and the duration of paper 1 is 1 hour and 50 minutes. And for paper 2, is a structured questions. Okay, so the duration for paper 2 is also 1 hour and 50 minutes, and the total marks for paper 2 is 60 marks. And for paper 3, lastly, paper 3, so it's called advanced practical skill. The duration for this paper, okay, is 2 hours, and the total marks is 40 marks. So for paper 3, actually the candidate need to enter into the lab and conduct the practical. After that, doing some observation, record the result. Only that, okay, the student can answer the relevant practical question in paper 3. Okay, that means for paper 3, student need to enter into the lab, conduct the experiment, and record the result. And lastly, answer the relevant practical questions. Okay, so now we go to year 2. For year 2, okay, the student need to sit for extra 2 more paper, paper 4 and paper 5. So for paper 4, okay, it's still structured questions. The duration for paper 4 is 2 hours. And the total marks is 100 marks, okay? And for paper 5, so it's called planning, analysis, and evaluations. So the total marks for paper 5 is 30 marks, okay? And the duration for paper 5 is 1 hour and 50 minutes. So after this, okay, now we go through the content overview for year 1 AS level. So the student need to cover total 11 chapter. So again, for year 1 AS level, so the candidate, the student need to cover total 11 chapter from chapter 1 to chapter 11. Okay, so for chapter 1, the student need to study cell structure. For chapter 2, the student need to study biological molecule. And chapter 3, enzyme. Chapter 4, cell membrane and transport. And chapter 5, okay, cell division, mitosis. And chapter 6, nucleic acids and protein synthesis. Okay, for chapter 7, transport in plant. And chapter 8, transport in mammals. Chapter 9, gas exchange. And chapter 10, infectious disease. And lastly, chapter 11, immunity. So that's mean for year 1, the candidate, the student need to cover total all the 11 chapter before they can sit for paper 1, paper 2, and paper 3. Okay, now for second year, year 2, okay, the student need to cover total 8 chapter. Okay, from chapter 12 to chapter 19. For chapter 12, okay, is energy and respiration. For chapter 13, okay, is a plant, photosynthesis. And chapter 14, homeostasis. And chapter 15, control and coordination. And chapter 16, inheritance. 17, selection and evolution. And 18, classification and biodiversity and conservation. Okay, and the last chapter for A-level biology is genetic technology. Okay, for the year 2, the student need to cover all the 8 chapters before they can sit for paper 4 and paper 5. Okay, so that is all. Okay, the briefing for A-level biology. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Lok. So now we'll be inviting Mr. Su Jianyuan to introduce about pure mathematics and further mathematics.
A very blessed morning to all of you here. I am Mr. Su, a current A-level teacher for both the mathematics courses, namely pure mathematics and further mathematics. I'm here today to briefly introduce and describe these two courses to all the prospect learners out there. Let us begin. For both the mathematics, they are aimed to help prepare learners to be able to pursue their careers, their researches, or even further educations, which may be heavily related to various mathematical knowledge, concepts, and ideas, such as actuarial science, finance, engineering, computer science, computer engineering, and many, many more. So, in the beginning, right now, we will be starting to go through the two courses. The first one will be Pure Mathematics, subject code 9709. The Pure Mathematics course comprises of 6 components. For the Pure Mathematics components, they partition into 3 papers, but if you are taking the full A qualification, you will be only considering papers 1 and 3, because paper 2 is exclusive for those who intend to go for the AS qualification. And therefore, paper 2 and paper 3 overlap in various topics, as I'm going to describe right now. For paper 1, Pure Mathematics 1, there will be 8 different topics. For paper 3, 9 topics, which are extensions from paper 1. The other 3 components are what we call the applied mathematics components, which splits into 2, first being the mechanics, and the second one being probability and statistics. For mechanics, you'll be going through 5 topics involving Newtonian physics and its calculations, whereas for papers 5 and 6, probability and statistics 1 and 2, you will be seeing various statistical contexts and contents, starting from the one that is most basic that you have learned in your high school math, and we will extend it to some various useful probability models that you will see later on. For papers 1 and 3, the duration will be 1 hour and 50 minutes, 75 points total, whereas for papers 4, 5, and 6, each they will worth 50 points, and the duration will be 1 hour and 15 minutes. For papers 5 and 6 also, each will be having 5 topics. I forgot to mention that. My apologies over here. So, like I mentioned earlier, candidates who are pursuing for the full A qualification will have to take 4 components, 2 from pure mathematics and 2 from the applied mathematics. Here are the following routes available for prospect students who will be partaking or pursuing this course, Pure Mathematics 9709. I've mentioned earlier, if the student intends to go for AS level only, then only papers 1 and 2 will be available. Whereas for the full A qualification, I'll give you the further details soon. Here, if you are intending to go for the full A qualification, which takes 18 months, candidates are to take 4 components like I've mentioned before. All candidates will take papers 1 and 3, which comprises of the pure mathematics, total of 17 topics in 2 papers. And then for the applied mathematics, there are 2 available routes, which consists of papers 4 and 5, mechanics and statistics 1, or you go full statistics, where both the papers are probability and statistics 1 and 2. No matter which route you take, the applied maths will consist of 10 topics, because 5 for each papers 4, 5, and 6. Okay, these are the only 2 routes available. Papers 4 and paper 6 cannot be combined because paper 6 requires prerequisite knowledge of paper 5. So paper 5 is a compulsory, actually, the probability and statistics 1. Okay, so let us continue. This is just a summary of what I've been describing earlier. So to clarify things, okay, for your AS level, you'll be taking papers 1 and 5 usually. Okay, papers 1 and 5, no matter which route you take. And then for the remaining duration of the course, you'll be taking papers 3 and 4, or papers 3 and 6, whichever route you choose. So let me briefly describe the relationships between the various components that I've been talking about here. Candidates build their knowledge of the mathematical concepts as they progress through the course, starting from pure mathematics 1, which is the foundation for all the other components. Paper 3 will be extended from paper 1 completely, and just a few extra topics. Whereas for paper 4, you may need to know some background knowledge of physics, Newtonian physics, and also the contents that you learn in paper 1. Paper 5, which is going to be taken concurrently with paper 1, that will also be an extension, the applications, to be precise. And then paper 6 totally builds from paper 5, the one that you study in your AS component. Okay, I didn't mention paper 2 because paper 2 is only exclusive for AS level students only. Paper 2, if you want to understand it, okay, is just largely a subset of the paper 3 contents. So nothing special and new over there. All right. Okay. Now we go on to the other mathematics course, which is further mathematics, subject code 9231. As the name suggests, the word further does not mean that it's going to be super difficult or a lot more harder than pure mathematics. It simply means extension of what you learn. Maybe you learn up to some point, and then you extend the usage and applications into more topics. It's just that. For further mathematics, there are 4 components: further pure mathematics 1, further pure mathematics 2, further mechanics, and further probability and statistics. For papers 1 and 2, they each weigh 75 points, and the duration will be 2 hours. For papers 3 and 4, which is the applied mathematics also, the weightage will be 50 points. Duration will be 1 hour 30 minutes each. The total number of topics for each component are as follows. For paper 1, 7 topics, mainly focusing on algebra and some geometry. Paper 2, 6 topics, also focuses on algebra, geometry, trigonometry, and calculus. For paper 3, further mechanics, that means more Newtonian physics, more applications of it. And whereas for paper 4, further probability and statistics, there are 5 topics, which involves more distributions and also inferential statistics. Like the pure mathematics, AS level students will have to take 2 components, and A level candidates will have to take 4 components. Here is the following route for AS level and A level further mathematics. You can either choose papers 1 and 3 at the beginning, or papers 1 and 4 at the beginning. Then the remaining duration, we will go through the remaining components, just like pure mathematics. Okay, for those who are intending to do AS further mathematics, there's only 2 routes available, which is papers 1 and 3 or papers 1 and 4, just like the previous slide. For full A qualification, besides the 2 available options, papers 1-3, then 2-4 later, or papers 1-4, then 2-3 later, there's actually another route where some candidates will choose to take. Namely, they bypass the AS component, they do all 4 papers after the whole course of 18 months, at the end, all 4 papers together. So it is the candidate's choice whether they want to take all 4 papers at once or 2 at a time. No compulsion. All contents from further mathematics will be required, okay, will require prior knowledge from A-level pure mathematics. So, in other words, the further mathematics course can be understood as papers 7, 8, 9, and 10 for pure mathematics, because all learned topics in further mathematics are just the extensions to those that's learned in pure maths. Okay, here is the link. Here is the connection between the 2 courses, how heavily related they are to each other. Okay, I would like to spend the last few minutes talking about the grading and reporting system for A-level courses. For AS, okay, the gradings will be in lower cases, A, B, C, D, or E. Whereas for full A-level qualification, the gradings will be from A star all the way to E. The grade E is the minimum grade required to pass the course. In other words, you need 40 marks total to pass. Whereas, okay, for the ungraded ones, it means you have a score of less than 40. All right. This is quite different from the IGCSE O-level grading systems. So I do hope that all of you will take note of this. Okay, so that's all for the presentations about the 2 mathematics courses. I hope to see all of you again in the next appointed time. Thank you. Take care and stay safe.
Thank you, Mr. Su. So now we have listened to the course structure of science and mathematics subjects. Polam High School also offer art stream subjects. So now let's welcome Mr. Morgan Raj to discuss on the course structure of business study and economics. Thank you.
Hi, a good day, everyone. I'm Mr. Morgan, Head of Business Department. Okay, would like to give a short brief on A-level economics and also A-level business studies program. Okay, I'm teaching IGCSE economics, business studies, accounting, and A-level economics. So for today, I'm here to give a short brief on A-level economics and also A-level business studies subjects. So now let's look on economics. Okay, economics is such a useful tool for a future, as anything you end up doing in a life revolve around economics anyway. So this course allow you to be a step ahead at all times. To change the world, you need to understand it, and to understand it, you need to know economics. So when you learn about economics, okay, you're able to debate economic issues such as inequality, globalization, and a global financial crisis. Besides, students are also able to explore and present alternative causes of actions. Okay, besides, they're able to keeping up to date with national and international trends. Students also able to learn about the economic environment and the business through research and investigation. Okay, and the very important matters. Okay, students without any background of business or economics are also allowed to take A-level economics and A-level business studies, because you will be introduced to the all core content. Okay, if you have studied IGCSE business and economics and you enjoy it, you are likely to enjoy the A-level too. So when you look on A-level economic subjects, we have 5 units that we will learn, where we start with unit 1, which is a basic economic ideas and resource allocation. For the second chapters, you will learn on the price system and the microeconomic. Okay, third chapters will be on the government microeconomic intervention. The fourth chapter will be the macroeconomic. The last chapter will be on the government macro intervention. Okay, for students' informations, okay, for both AS level and A level, these are the topics that you will study. But in A level, you'll be studying in advance all these topics. Okay, for the AS and A level economics, student will be accessed through paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, and paper 4. So for AS level qualification, student will take paper 1 and paper 2 only, while for A level qualification, people will take paper 3 and paper 4. Okay, this is the rough, okay, details papers that student will take for A level economics. Okay, now let's look in detail for paper 1. Okay, AS level, it is a multiple choice question where the duration of this paper is 1 hour. And student have to answer 30 multiple choice question. The mark for this paper is 30 marks. Okay, next, for AS level also, student will sit for paper 2, which is data response and essay. Okay, where they have section A and section B. Section A will be a 1 data response questions, 20 marks, and section B will be on 1 structured essay from a choice of 3. Which is 20 marks too. Okay, all the topic will be tested are based on AS level syllabus content. So the duration of this paper will be 1 hour, 30 minutes. Then for A level qualifications, student will be sit for paper 3, which is again a multiple choice questions. The duration for paper is 1 hour, 15 minutes. Okay, 30 multiple choice questions, and all the questions will be tested based on A level syllabus. And it's 30 marks question. And then student will sit for paper 4, which is a data response and essay, which consists of section A, which is 1 data response questions, 20 marks, and section B, which is 2 essay from a choice of 6, which is 50 marks. Okay, and the question will be tested based on A-level syllabus. And the marks for this will be 70 marks. The duration for this paper will be 2 hours, 15 minutes. So all this about A-level economics. Okay, so when you learn A-levels economics, okay, so this paper will prepare the students for the progression to further study the world of work. Okay, you're able to develop data handling, writing skills which are transferable to both universities and employment. You might want to study a degree in economics, business, econometrics, international business, and management degree. Okay. Next, we look on A-level business study. The code number is 9609. Why students must choose A-level business studies? Okay, this paper allows the learners to take a first step towards a career in a private or public organizations or progress with a confidence to a degree in business and management related subjects. Okay, when you look on the syllabus of this subjects, A-level business studies, Okay, we learn about the capacity to analyze the characteristics and activities of business organizations and how they respond to. Next, we learn on the changing demands of their environments. Besides, students able to understand on how effective managers and leaders develop successful organizations. Okay, besides, customer also able to know, okay, about the customer focus and the product service they offer. So students will be learn on all these areas. Okay, students also able to learn their opportunity to reflect on how successful business organizations engage in financial and accounting. Okay, besides, students able to practices on how to maximize the value of stakeholder value. Okay, student also able to learn on development of knowledge that relates to a strategic planning and decision making. So all this about the syllabus of A-level business studies. Okay, when we go in detail about the topics that, okay, you will learn on A-level business studies, we have about 6 units. So the first unit will be on business and environment. Second unit will be on the people in organizations. Third unit will be on the marketing, which is very vast, like being used in business nowadays. Next will be on the operations and project management. Unit 5 will be on finance and accounting. The last part will be on a strategic management. So all the topic being tested or being learned in A-level business studies, okay, will be studied in detail, okay, when you all enter higher studies in college or private universities. So when you're taking A-level business studies, definitely it's going to help you when you do your further studies, okay, in colleges or private universities. Okay, how you'll be accessed in AS and A-level business studies. Okay, students will be take paper 1 and paper 2 for AS level qualification and followed a stage assessment by taking paper 1 and paper 2. Next, student will only sitting for paper 3, which means in AS level, you'll be taking paper 1 and paper 2, while in A level, you'll be only taking a paper 3. Okay, so we look in detail about the papers you're going to take on A-level business studies. Okay, so paper 1 consists of a short answer and essay. We have 2 sections, which is section A and section B. So section A will be on a four short answer questions, where each is 20 marks, while section B will be 1 essay from a choice of 3 questions, 20 marks each. And all these questions will be tested on based on AS level syllabus. Okay, the duration of this paper is 1 hour 15 minutes. Okay, next, student will be sitting on paper 2 also, data response. Okay, 2 data response question based on AS level syllabus content 2. Okay, the duration of this paper is 1 hour 30 minutes. And the total mark of this paper is 16 mark. So all this about AS level. The last part, which is on A-level qualifications, students only need to take 1 paper, which is paper 3, that is a case study questions. There are 5 questions and 1 essay from a choice of 2 based on a case study. So the topic, the question will be come up from additional A-level syllabus content and also some knowledge and understanding of an AS level syllabus content. So the mark for this paper 3 is 100 marks. So this is about the components of papers for A-level business studies. So that's all. So thank you.
Thank you to all teachers for introducing the course structure of the subject offered in the A-level program. So I guess all of you should have a better understanding about the structure of it. For the new batch of A-level students, the lesson begins on 18th of July, 2022, and the lesson will be conducted physically in the school. We are now open for 2022 registration. If you are interested, please feel free to scan the QR code and fill in the registration form. We offer different subjects such as physics, bio, chemistry, economics, business studies, pure maths, and further maths. The course fees is only 10,000 ringgit, and we will offer 1,000 ringgit off for each A obtained in IGCSE or SPM result. And the school also understands that the IGCSE result will be released in August, so the student can register first and enroll in our program, then wait for the release of IGCSE result. The deduction can be made later on according to the number of A's obtained in the IGCSE examination result. Next, we'll continue with the reason why should you choose Cambridge A-Level out of other pre-U program. First of all, A-Level program takes only 1.5 years, which is a shorter course duration compared to other pre-U programs, which may take up to 2 years. So A-Level program is actually less time consuming. Secondly, A-Level is a world-renowned and recognized certificate. It is recognized worldwide, so you can use it to apply to admit into local and other foreign universities. Next, there are no compulsory subjects for you to take, and you are free to choose any subject to prepare for your bachelor's degree in the future. You are only required to take a minimum of 3 subjects, and all of them are fully exam-based, so you can focus and concentrate better on this subject. Most universities only require 3 passes in A-Level to apply for the bachelor's degree. However, some highly competitive top universities, such as Cambridge University, often require a higher qualification. So this actually depends on the subject and the requirement of the university. After completing A-Level, students can progress directly to the bachelor's degree, and their choice of bachelor's degree is not limited to the subject studied at the A-Level program. For example, an A-Level science stream student can choose to pursue a science or art-related degree for his or her choice. So in conclusion, A-Level is less time-consuming and is worldwide recognized, so you can use it to apply for your bachelor's degree in the future in local university as well as foreign university. So you may try to consider to take A-Level as your pre-U program. So now we'll continue with the Q&A session. We have collected some of the questions from the parents and students, so now we will answer them one by one. Question 1, how to register as an A-Level student of July intake? You can register through email or WhatsApp. The email is provided here, poilam@poilam.edu.my. You may also contact us using the WhatsApp number stated over here, 011-2155-3363. You may also scan this QR code to fill in the registration form. Should you have any inquiry, please feel free to contact us using the email or WhatsApp. Second question, how to make a payment? Payment can be made by check, bank-in, or JohnPay. The details of payment are shown here for different mode of payment, so you may screenshot these for your future reference. Once the payment is done, parents are required to send the payment slip, registration form, and related documents to the WhatsApp number or the school email. Number 3, what is the minimum requirement to apply for A-Level program in our school? At least 5 credits in IGCSE or SPM. Number 4, how many subjects should A-Level students take to sit for the exam? A-Level students will need to take a minimum of 3 subjects. Number 5, when is the A-Level exam? So it is usually conducted in May or June, and also October and November. So last question, question 6, will there be a deduction of 1,000 ringgit for each A- in SPM? The answer is no. The deduction of fees of 1,000 ringgit will only be given for each A or A plus in SPM, but not A minus. The date where the lessons begin for the new batch student will be 18th of July 2022, and the lesson will be conducted physically in our school. So please feel free to contact us if you are interested, as we offer A-level program with a very reasonable price, which is 10,000 ringgit only. And we also offer deduction of fees of 1,000 off for each A in IGCSE or SPM result. So please feel free to contact us if you are interested to register. Thank you very much. You can also scan the QR code to access to our school website for more details. Thank you for your attention today.